Hello, everybody. Dancing already. Hello, and welcome to Prop Live, your weekly prop and costume making Q&A session. I'm Bill, and today we have guests from all the way across the pond. Some of my favorite people in the world. We have Svetlana and Benni from Kamui Cosplay.
Hi.
The German power couple.
Power couple.
Power couple. Well, German and power is not something you usually cheer for.
You guys and the newest addition to your team is Zelda around.
Oh yeah.
Everyone really just wants to hang out with the Corgi.
Zelda is everywhere in our progress videos now. Hey, little baby.
And
hello.
Buddha Cat is very jealous because Zelda has way more Instagram followers than him.
Oh yeah.
Rightly
and
so.
It's growing. It's really growing. Oh, little baby. Yeah. Aw. I think she wanna get back to her bone.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. We just interrupted her in her dinner.
Well, for those of you who have been under a rock for the last, I don't know, 5 years, you guys run Kamui Cosplay. Go to KamuiCosplay.com. Follow them on all of their things and buy all of their books because they're awesome.
All of them. We have already 7 now.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. You guys have more. Oh, you got a little costume for the doggy.
Let her back to her
She
bone.
doesn't really like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys just...
They're wearing costumes.
You guys took that whole instructional thing and just ran with it, and the cosplay world has benefited in a big way. So I'm excited to see what you guys have got coming up next. Things like your foam diva gun that you've been working on.
Foam diva gun. We just finished it today. There.
Oh, it's so great.
We made it super simply, like no laser cutters, no 3D printers, no airbrush, nothing. Everything made completely by hand.
Like a caveman.
Yeah, we will upload a 3-part video tutorial in the next few days. I think the first one will be hopefully done tomorrow.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, a little bit back to the roots and not as fancy. But, yeah, we try to help people. That's pretty much all.
That's very good. I'm excited to see that. We've been enjoying. You guys have been doing quite a few videos lately. You did one on LED basics that your wonderful dog helped out with. That was a good one.
No, not LED basics. This was advanced LEDs.
Or advanced
LED strips and stuff. Yeah.
Yes. So that is.
Hi guys.
That is definitely a video that anyone looking to get into adding lights and stuff to their costume should go and check out. So we'll link to that in the description. I've been setting people to that a lot lately because it's a great place to get started, and lights are always the thing that makes a costume look better.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
You win every single costume contest with them.
Yes.
Every single one.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you don't have lights in it, then you don't stand a chance.
Yes. Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah. Well, and even if something doesn't have lights, you have to add lights.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
In fact, you guys, so I'm going to be building a Tesla rifle for my patrons coming up here soon. And you guys are building one as well. And we were talking earlier about how you're just going to add lights wherever you can put them.
Yes, we actually, Benni finished. I think you finished the blueprint already.
Yeah, I think I'm still missing like a front view or something. But...
Yeah, I already did the whole electronics and the lighting and the coding and the circuit. So we're prepared at least with that, but everything else will interesting. I'm super excited for your Tesla rifle.
Yeah, I like too that since we were talking about it, you reminded me. Oh, obviously, Bill, yours is going to have moving parts, and I was like, oh, I guess I can't not do it now.
Yeah, I guess you have to do that now.
I do, which is fine. So that should be. I'm going to start on that in a couple of weeks, which will be fun. I'm at some point we got to meet together and show off our Tesla rifles.
And then we have to meet and then like see which one is bigger. I think.
Yeah. Well, Benni said he would let me borrow the blueprints, so I'm just gonna scale those up 10%.
But maybe I'm just sending you the file way smaller than recording.
Oh, sabotage. Let's see. So some other things you guys are working on. You did a Pokemon Go trainer outfit. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, super comfy costume.
Oh yeah.
And pretty nice to go to the city and catch Pokemon in there. It looks pretty casual, so just perfect. Yeah,
like we're actually trying to find ways to make costumes that are a little bit easier and faster to make.
And
Right.
to transport.
Yeah, because like when you have like only big armor costumes, it's really straining after a while to just like pack it in a suitcase and fly somewhere and just to wear the thing for 3 days straight. So
And like, and not only the weekend, but the weekend after, and the weekend after, and the weekend after. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So that
was a good one.
The struggle. Yeah.
I've been thinking about that too. I've got a Han Solo costume I like to wear now because it is just like shirt, pants, and a jacket. And I'll still bring like one set of armor, but then I'll wear the Han Solo the other day at a convention, and that's so much nicer.
Yeah, I actually want to make smaller costumes, but with big props. So I think I will do the nice red dress in Fallout, but with the Tesla rifle.
Oh, there you go.
Being comfy, but still showing off my skills.
And I can wear it too.
Yeah, and Benny can wear it too. Yeah. Partner cosplay.
That is great. Now you posted today that you're going to be writing an article tomorrow, and you're looking for people to give you some ideas. Do you want to tell us a little bit what that's about?
Yeah, like I have like one of my pretty frequent question is like, where can I get your foam, or where can I get this stuff and this stuff? And since we are from Germany, it's sometimes pretty hard to explain people that, you know, even if I use the word wood glue, it's something different in the States.
Yeah.
So I think it's easier just to give people some links or some hints where they can buy this and that. So I'm talking a little bit about EVA foam and where to get different thermoplastics or primers, colors, all kind of that stuff. It should be also done tomorrow.
But hopefully it will help.
Yeah,
because even if you write in the post where you bought the stuff, like the first comment will always be, where do you get your materials?
Yeah.
So
I'm sure you know this.
Yes.
All
We
right.
try to fight against that.
Cool. Well, that's good, and I found too whenever I write something like that, then when people do ask me, I can just send them to that article or that video and be like, here you go. I've already done the legwork for you. Head on over there and check it out. And most people seem to appreciate that.
Yeah, it's still a little bit difficult. Like I post pretty much under every of my picture which foam I used. And then I have people who say, I follow every single picture of you. Can you tell me where you buy your foams?
Yeah, also it's a little bit different, like coming from Europe. Because like people from America, we know they just use like L200 or just the foam with the texture on one side.
Yeah.
But in Germany, there's so many different type of foams, and they all have different names in each different country. So it's really hard to find something.
Yeah,
that
we
you
tried
can
to get
everybody.
we tried to get some samples from TNT Cosplay Shop, I think it's called, and I heard you using the foam of them, but we have no idea what kind of foam it is. So once we got it, we can at least say, hey, you can use this stuff as well. And
They don't ship to Germany.
Yeah, and they don't.
Yeah, that's a bummer. But if people who are fans of you are in the States, at the least you could provide that reference for them. Yeah. We've had similar issues with people in the UK, and fortunately we've made friends with people like Artifix, and I can just say, if you're in the UK, just go talk to them. They'll help you out.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, you guys have been prolific. I just need to make sure I point everyone over to your books, because you have your advanced painting book in there, which is awesome. With
thank you very much.
Some more Fallout stuff on the cover, which I can appreciate.
Yeah, Fallout's awesome.
And I especially want to point out, I know just about every one of my makers friends who have books out have stuff on painting, and it is absolutely worth getting Harrison's, getting one I did on painting, getting your books on painting, because everyone's got their own sort of take on it, and it's all incredibly valuable information.
Yeah, and it's only $5, so you collect all that stuff, and you can pick from something you like most. And I mean, you spend already so much money on your costumes. I think it's actually worth to get some information before, instead of making mistakes and wasting money on that.
Also, many people, they tend to forget that painting is a very important job of making props and costumes. Because if you have a finished thing and it's not painted, it just doesn't look like anything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stuff was crap actually, and Benny made it pretty. So
Yeah, you can save.
yeah.
You can save a mediocre fabrication job with some good painting skills, and all that takes is a lot of practice.
Mediocre. No idea what mediocre means, but I agree.
Cool. So let's see. What do we have here? We have some conventions coming up. We're going to Dragon Con. Are you guys going to be at Dragon Con this year or no?
No, sadly not. We don't do that many cons this year.
Yep.
We're going to Salt Lake City Comic Con next weekend, and then
in 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks.
Like
and then we're
September
doing
1st.
Yes,
BlizzCon.
we will see you there.
What you will bring there, Will? Huh?
What was that?
I'm curious which costume you will bring.
Yes, I have to start something new for that. I have to. I don't want to talk about that one yet because I still have Dragon Con to worry about.
Okay, yeah, Dragon Con.
For Dragon,
like this week is at least Gamescom, like the big thing in Europe.
Gamescom,
right now.
yeah,
So
but we're
starting
going
today,
only for fun. We're going only for fun.
It's gonna be awesome seeing all the people
no
dressed up.
costumes,
And we're just like,
no work, no stress. And we laugh about all the people who were suffering in their costumes and sweating and dying. So
that's great.
Yeah.
For us, for Dragon Con, we're going to have our Fallout costumes there. Brit's finishing up her Assaultron. There'll be a video for that on Monday. I'm going to have a panel on 3D printing. That's going to be Saturday. We'll have more info on that. You guys, your video is totally bailed on us again, so I might have to call you guys back.
Okay.
All right, 1 second. I'm going to call you guys back and get a better Skype line there. But I'm going to keep chatting. So 1 moment. Do this. We'll do that. And we'll call them back. Anyway, I'm doing a panel on 3D printing at Dragon Con. That'll be Saturday at 2:30. We'll post more information on that as we know it. And then we're going to do a meetup at Dragon Con. And again, once we have more information on that, we will post it. All right. Oh, that didn't work. Let's try and grab them back here. Just a moment.
So noch ein Laptop da?
So
are we back?
All right, you guys are back.
Good.
Sorry for the German internet.
Sorry, no quality here.
No quality.
Yeah, the somewhere along Skype got confused somewhere in the middle of the Atlantic.
Yeah.
All right, the last thing I wanted to talk about before we dive into the questions was the new Inkscape video I put up on Monday, along with the hour-and-a-half long premium video that is for sale for $5 on punishprops.com. If you want to learn how to make patterns using free software, then that's the place to do it. We'll have a link to that in the show notes.
Awesome.
All right.
Congrats.
Are you guys ready to take some questions from our wonderful audience?
We think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We have Josh here, and he's excited to see you guys at Salt Lake Comic Con.
Hey, Josh.
They're curious if you'll be bringing any books and what costumes you might be bringing.
I surely will bring the Fallout costume. I hope to finish my summoner, but I tried to finish this since months. So, and something
we'll see
for
on
it.
that
Yeah,
one.
we will see. And yeah, I have my books there. So,
Very good.
Yeah, I think we have actually also 2 panels there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
so
have.
far, and I'm not sure about judging it, but
Yeah, we have a prop making panel there, and I think a LED panel.
Oh, Bill, what
thank
nice
you very
books you
much,
have
Ben.
here.
Yeah. So
Thank
get them.
you.
They're really good. If you're at Salt Lake Comic Con, go buy them.
Yeah, we will be there, and yeah, grab our books and check out our panels.
Awesome.
Yay!
Josh is also curious if you guys are ever going to do a couples cosplay.
Actually, we made a bet yesterday that if I finish my summoner, that I will bring my Pokemon trainer as well, and Benny will be my Pikachu.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
actually-
always getting myself into those kind of...
Yeah. Actually, we actually once did a couple cosplay because
For BlizzCon.
for BlizzCon, and you know when you wear heavy armor costumes and you know everything is tight and squishy and uncomfortable, you might complain a little bit. And Benny was always, why are you complaining? It can't be that bad. So I made him a costume. Actually, the same costume as I did, the Druid Tier 9 from World of Warcraft. And Benny got a pretty wig and a body painting. He wore a corset. He got like eyeshadow, so he looked like nice and ladylike. And I worked for 3 weeks on that costume, and Benny wore it for 3 hours. No, but after that, he never complained again about anything what I said. So it was perfect.
I mean, the thing is, it's also pretty hard to, like, because we don't like many of the same things. Like, I'm not into Blizzard games at all, honestly. So I have nothing for World of Warcraft.
Benny actually wants to be a pretty schoolgirl from Persona.
Or maybe a school.
And I want to be a mighty warrior. It doesn't fit that well together.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So maybe we find something that we both like.
I mean, we said like we're doing the Fallout
the
partner
red
thing.
dress,
Yeah, the red dress. So
like both of us are gonna wear a red dress, and she's gonna get the Tesla rifle, and I will take the Gauss rifle.
I think we can call this partner cosplay.
Should be easy enough.
Should be easy, yes.
That's great. I'm trying to find a picture of Benny in that costume, and I can't find it.
Oh yeah, hit them everywhere.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if we find that,
deep in the internet.
all right, we'll try and find that later. That's awesome. I do hope you guys do a couples cosplay. I mean, Brittany and I do that all the time, but Brittany and I, we're more on the same wavelength as far as like fandoms.
Yeah. But you drive to your cons, don't you?
No, we end up flying a lot.
Okay.
So it's just a pain in the ass. Like we flew down to San Diego, and we just had a crap load of luggage to bring with us because we had 2 sets of armor, but we made it work.
Okay.
We made it work.
Okay. Yeah, we always limit it on 2, and then we have to bring like extra stuff for repairing.
It's not as easy when you fly overseas.
And then you have like that huge props, and like they're getting bigger and bigger with every project, so it's a lot more difficult. But yeah, we try.
Very cool. All right, thank you, Josh, for the question.
Thank you.
Here's one from our buddy Kyle over at Fearless Facade. He says, "Do you plan on making anything else from Fallout 4?" And he says, "Thanks for posting the Rust tutorial. He used that to make his T60 power armor helmet."
Ooh, awesome.
So you got the Tesla rifle. Anything else you want to make?
The Tesla rifle. I would like to do the God, how's it called? The other armor suit thing, which looks pretty. Benny started 3D printing the Alien Blaster, but he also never finished it.
Not really.
So yeah, I really want to do more from Fallout. I'm very excited for the new DLC.
Yes,
so
me
hopefully
too.
they will have some cool new fancy stuff in that.
Oh yeah, many Nuka things.
Yeah. And I would love to do the Nuka-Cola pinup girl, but I'm too fat for that. So I stay with some warrior or red dress thing.
Just wearing.
Yeah, maybe Benny will be the Nuka-Cola pinup girl, but yeah, Fallout was pretty cool.
Yeah. I still have a pretty big list of things I want to make from Fallout as well.
Then from Destiny.
Yep, I'm printing right now. I'm printing parts of a gun from Destiny. We'll have that coming out on Friday.
Did you design it as well, or did you just?
I'm 3D modeling it all from scratch. It's going to be the Boolean Gemini. Yeah. So I did a test piece of the scope in Fusion 360, and this is printed in a PLA. And there's some spots that need some touching up on it, but it looks pretty good. I'm printing it again in ABS just to compare them.
Okay.
And then the reticle, this is printed on the Form 2 and a transparent stuff. And it's supposed to slide in there. It's a little big, so I have to print it again, but it's going to slide in there to do the thing.
Ooh, that's so fancy.
Okay, Bill, the Form 2 in 5 words or less, how awesome is it?
It's worth every penny. It's very good, and I'm sad that I have to give it back.
Yeah, that thing is so expensive, though.
Yeah, but get the sword tracks. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard good things about the Zortrax. The Ultimaker here is a really, really great machine. And then behind my head is the G-Max 1.5 that I'm borrowing from a friend. The build area is 16 inches by 16 inches by 22 inches.
Wow. The Zortrax actually released a bigger version, which I think it's almost as big as your monster behind you.
Yeah.
Wow.
like
cool.
in a super
Yeah,
high
but I'm
quality.
always scared of printing big things
Me
because
too.
I know printers, they like to mess up and just stop in the middle of like a 40-hour print. So
Yeah.
it's like, eh.
I have something else I did too. I don't know if you can see it's hiding under there. I have an uninterruptible power supply. So it's basically a 12-volt battery, like from a motorcycle. But you plug everything into that, and then if the power flickers, that thing will stay uninterrupted for a good 45 minutes. So even if the power goes out for, half an hour, so long as it comes back, these things will all run on battery power for that duration.
Oh,
and
nice.
And then so it won't cancel the print or anything.
Nice.
So I haven't had to test it yet, but everything's running through that now, so hopefully
Awesome.
it'll be fine.
That's super clever.
Yeah.
That like in the movies when the power goes out and there goes like the big red light suddenly and
And the zombies are
power
coming and
supply.
Yeah.
stuff.
Or the Jurassic Park dinosaurs are breaking through their enclosure. All right, thank you, Kyle. Good question.
Thank you, Kyle.
We have a lot of good ones here from our regulars, including Tran Otaku. When making a new costume, how do you figure out sewing patterns? Do you improvise or use existing patterns? This person is making a Final Fantasy XIV Summoner Cloak. I was curious about the process.
Okay, actually, I tried to Google it first for similar patterns. I actually got pretty lucky with my summoner dress. Benny is bringing the summoner dress. I found exactly the right pattern for the dress, and I altered a little bit of that. But usually there's quite a few patterns you can use for your costumes. Actually, Yaya released a few really helpful patterns. And yeah, I'm actually really bad at sewing. I have no idea what I'm doing. And
yeah, but I think it's like partly trying to find stuff that's similar.
And then
altering
changing it.
Yeah.
And then if nothing's available, you just try to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, you can actually also make patterns by yourself. Like you can wrap yourself in tape. It's basically like making armor, but instead of making patterns for your armor, just draw a dress on yourself on, or you can also make boot covers that way.
Yeah, it's still not as easy because like fabric is rarely just skin tight. So you always have to.
Yeah. It's tricky. Yeah. I try to get into that.
Yeah.
One of my next books will be actually about sewing.
Oh,
so
my
at
goodness.
least I try to pretend that I know what I'm doing. I'm art here is that people believe in me.
I'm glad you pointed out Yaya's stuff as well. We were at Joanne Fabrics the other day, and there's a whole pile of cosplay patterns. Some of them are...
So
yeah, some of them are hers. There's some that are, it looks like Simplicity patterns that have just been rebranded for cosplay, but that's fine. And then a whole pile of different cosplay fabrics that all have Yaya's face on them, which is, I think,
that's
is kind
so
of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cosplay is becoming mainstream now.
It's bonkers, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
Let's see. Trad Otaku also pointed to Zelda's Instagram. There we go.
Zelda's Instagram. Yeah, Zelda's Instagram is Kamui's Corgi.
Yep.
Follow her. We are already on 8,000 followers.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Little baby. Show the little baby again. Where's the baby? Oh, she's still chewing on her bone. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Where's the baby? Oh, there she coming. There she coming. There she coming.
She comes again.
Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, Zelda is not as fat as Buddha, actually,
No.
But I have to teach her sitting like
She
Buddha.
can sit the same way.
Can she sit the same way? You're showing the butt. Why are you showing the butt?
All right. Thank you, Trad Otaku, for the question.
Yes.
All right. Geo wants to know, how would one go about making a black visor shield for a helmet? So, just a visor.
Just a visor?
We did the black visor shield, actually, for
we do not have a vacuum former.
Yeah.
So it's not as easy as if you have one of those. But what we basically did is we bought some black acrylic and made like a shape. We 3D printed a shape, but you can also just mold a shape that you can drag the acrylic over. So we put the acrylic sheet in the oven and waited until it's like wobbly and just have like 4 people dragging on each side of the mold,
Yeah.
trying to get it as close as we can.
Yeah, we tried it several times. We already broke one visor actually, but yeah, and then I actually cut it out with my Dremel then, and yeah, I mean it looks okay. Yeah, it looks okay. So for that we don't have a vacuum former, but yeah, I actually just with the oven.
Yeah.
And yeah,
and brute force.
Yeah, we need a vacuum former one day. You did an amazing video for that.
I did. I'm just going to point Gio to the vacuum form, how to make a vacuum form that we did. There's a video of that. We'll link to that. How to tint PETG. I did a video on that. But also, a lot of times you can get close to what you need just by buying a motorcycle visor and just kind of trimming it away and using that. It depends on how complicated the form is.
Or like there's also safety goggles with like big visors that you can just take apart and just like Dremel off the edges.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
maybe
there you go. We'll link to some videos in the description. And good luck. Visors can be kind of tricky.
Good luck.
Really tricky.
All right. Blitzagog has a question. Who does more of the painting, you or Benny?
Zelda. No.
Yeah, Zelda. No, Benny does the painting. Benny does actually all the relaxing stuff, and he just watches videos and do a little bit of blah blah blah.
I'm running out of stuff to watch on Netflix.
Yeah, and I do the electronics and the building and the complicated stuff, and yeah,
like you can see in the videos we hopefully start uploading tomorrow, like how it's usually going for us. So like part 1 will be how I draw the blueprint. But not in Inkscape, but in Illustrator. So
there you go.
Well, complemented to your video. And then the second one is how you do the EVA foam
how
parts.
I built this thing.
And then the third one, how I paint it.
Yeah.
And that's basically how it usually goes.
Yeah. Right.
That's good. So I think it's good to point out how much of what you guys do and actually what Brittany and I do, the same thing. It's all a team effort. There's so much that goes into every step of the process. So
yeah, and it's much more fun to make it together with somebody you like.
Yeah.
And
we should share doing the taxes as well.
The taxes? Nah.
Not gonna happen.
No. No. I'll tell you what, too, and this is more inside baseball for the business side of things, but recently Brittany and I sat down and we listed all of the jobs at our company, and there's a lot, like individual tasks that need to get done. So you mentioned taxes or just bookkeeping. I end up doing all of that, and then we also hire out a company to handle a lot of that stuff too. But when you list it all on paper, you're like, "Holy crap, that's a lot of stuff!" And then we
hire like 10 people.
I know. I'm like, I can't believe the two of us, just the two of us, do all of this. This is insane. So we're looking
I have to admit, I do only crafting. Really, seriously. Benny is doing the painting. Benny is doing the papers. Benny is doing the emails, the support, packing, ordering books. What else? Everything else.
Everyone needs a Benny. That's what we're learning.
You vacuum sometimes.
Yeah, I vacuum sometimes. I cuddle the dog. It's also pretty important. And I do the crafting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think one of the things that people may not realize, too, with us is I'm here doing the live stream, but Brittany is in the chat. She's Lady Longshanks. So she got all of the notes for today all prepared. And I can see her, I'm in our note thing, I can see her name bouncing around in the notes, updating everything. So Brittany does all the behind-the-scenes stuff for that. So,
hi, Brittany.
Yeah, good job, Britt. All right, thank you, Blitzagog. That was a fun question. All right, we have another one. This is Josh. I believe it's a different Josh.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Hopefully different Josh.
No getting in line again. No.
So this one for Benny as well, when it comes to painting. Are you more self-taught, or do you have some sort of formal art training?
Not really art training. Like I went to university for like communications design, which is basically everything from movie cutting to 3D printing to like just doing like catalog layouts and stuff like that. So that's what I'm taught in, but like all the painting stuff is usually like I never paid attention in school. I was always just like drawing on my pages, like doing stuff like that. So that's basically how it came.
She failed through all classes except painting.
Yeah, so
I think
that's basically it.
Yeah, I think you and I would have got along in school. I did a lot of the same things too.
I think it's just practice. Just keep on doing it.
Yeah, it's like with all things in life. Like some people, they just start drawing earlier, so they have like an edge on because they just started earlier. But I don't think there's like we don't really believe in talent.
Yeah.
It's just like people start things earlier, or they have like more passion for something, so they do it more vigorously. And then they get better at it more quickly.
Yeah.
That's why you see like 14-year-old girls drawing like amazing pictures. It's not like they suddenly started and were this amazing, like they just started really early.
Right, right. Yeah.
That's why they're so good.
Yeah,
so.
and we do cosplay now since 2003. Benny was with me just when I get into cosplay. So Benny already painted my very first super crappy stuff, and now he still paints it. And you know, you just get better with every single project over the time.
And then those first projects, you can just delete all those pictures from the internet. Hopefully no one ever sees them.
Actually, I don't. Actually, I keep on uploading them again and again. So, you know, I think people need to know that you start somewhere.
I agree.
Like
yeah.
You are just super amazing cosplayer at day one. No, you just get better over the time. And I, you know, like to motivate people and to say, hey, you start somewhere, but you get better over the time. So just keep on doing it.
Yes, that's really good. I think one of the things that people probably don't know about me is I started getting into prop making in my late 20s. But I started video editing when I was probably 15. My high school had a really good video editing program, so I learned linear and nonlinear video editing when I was like 15 years old, and I had that's a huge leg up for anyone who wants to get into not the making of stuff but the video side of it. And I kept at it, you know, I kept practicing over the next, I guess, 15 years. And then when I started doing video for YouTube, I'm like, oh, I already know how to do all this stuff. So I could jump in with both feet and have a pretty good running start. So that's for young people wanting to get into this.
Just start.
Just start, yeah.
Yep.
Very good. Thank you, Josh, for the question. Next one, Ness wants to know, I'm making a set of medieval plate armor using a floor mat. Very good. Floor mats tend to have an obvious thickness on the edges. What are some methods to make the pieces look thinner?
Thinner, but that's a question actually for you, isn't it?
Sure, I'll go with that one. You could actually, you could actually bevel the inside. Here, I'm gonna do a visual aid with this piece of paper and a marker. This is high tech problem solving here. Where's a giant marker? Okay. So if you have your armor, and this is your flat piece of, let's see if everyone can see it. There we go. That is your piece of foam. Okay, very good. So the top of your armor, the part that people are going to see, is right here. This is the edge you want to make look thinner. You could cut a bevel on the inside where you're not going to see it, so it actually does get thinner over here. So from the outside, it would look thinner, just along that edge, right there. Very good. Arrows, right there. So it's just, the edge would be thinner. The whole, you don't want to, I mean, you could trim the whole piece to be really, really thin, but then it wouldn't be as stable, and you'd have to trim all that foam. But that way, you get the appearance of a thin edge without having to remove all that material. So
or get thinner foam to start with.
You could, yes, you could start with thinner foam. It depends on what you have available to you. So that's one way to do it. Very good. Let's move on. That was Ness. Thank you. Zeronic wants to know, when making a prop with different references, how do you decide which to choose for accuracy? This is an interesting question.
Yeah, actually,
yeah, Benny is doing the blueprint.
For the Tesla rifle, what we did, because that's like an immensely complicated prop, as I'm sure Bill is aware of. Like what we did is like we booted up the game and rotated it all around, just taking screenshots from every side. But the bad thing for accuracy is that they always have a perspective on them. So they're not totally flat from the side. Like stuff that's all the way up in the front is always bigger than it really is, and stuff at the back is smaller. So it's not really very good for accuracy. But what I usually do is I just pick one side I like the best, which is usually the side view, because that's the one that has the smallest perspective.
Right.
Like
versus
perspective is skewed.
Yeah. Like versus if you were looking at it straight on.
Right.
The back is going to be tiny compared to the front, but if you look at it from the side like that, it's fairly flat. there's not as much depth. Yeah.
Right. So I'm usually taking the side view and start to measure everything from that side. And then when I do like the top and the front view, I just like use guidelines in my program to see that the shapes have the same size as from the side view. Yeah. So like the top and front view usually don't look very much like the screenshots anymore. Yeah. Because that's all based on the side view.
Yeah, I think research is also pretty important. Like for this gun, we had we started with the cosplay reference kits from Blizzard, and they had a few screenshots of the gun, but like this back here wasn't really clear, or how thick the whole thing was, and actually figured out that you can one of the new features in Overwatch is I think that you can rotate the props inside. So this was much more easier than to figure out how it actually really looks. So
But also like you don't have to be 100% exact. Yeah. Like you just pick like a blueprint or like a reference you like and try to just stick as close to it as you can. But no one is ever gonna come to you and say like, oh man, that thing, I always imagined it would be like an inch wider.
I'm so disappointed about you. How could you forget to build it?
That's what I found is we spent all this time poring over all these reference images and being like, oh, it's not right. But since we're intimately familiar with the piece, we're the only person that's going to know that. Unless you do something just way out of left field.
And sometimes it's just not right. Like the designers of a prop, of a video game, whatever, they don't care. Yeah. They just build it somehow. It's like, who cares? Nobody will surely build this in real life. Oh, well, we do it and we will go completely crazy. But at this point, just make the best out of that.
Yeah. I like Except like Bill and we are doing the Tesla rifle, so we can exactly tell what everybody's doing wrong.
Bill, we're going to keep an eye on everybody. I like that you guys mentioned that there's cosplay reference kits from Blizzard. A lot of companies are doing that now. My example is Destiny. So they did like the hand cannon. When I drew the hand cannon blueprint a while ago, they have a perfect reference image that tells you how long it is. It's got side views. It's got top views. They're all orthographic views, so you don't get that perspective shift. So if you can find references like that, then that's awesome.
I think there's also like a website for Destiny where you can actually like rotate all the 3D models. So that's really useful.
Yeah. For the guy that I'm printing right now for the Boolean Gemini pieces, there's a website that had STL files, and they are the low poly models, so they're not good for printing. But I was able to download them and throw it into a 3D modeling software like Maya. And in Maya, I can tell the camera to be orthographic. So it doesn't have that perspective. And I got perfect top side reference views. So if you can get that, then that's the best case scenario. But I do like that you guys pointed out that you just took screenshots from your, from Fallout, because I've done the same thing too. If you can just rotate around it and just see what the other side looks like, then that should be enough to get you going. Very cool. Let's see. That question came to us from Zeronic, and hopefully we answered that very well.
Good question.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Albert has a question. After using Angelus leather paints, what do you use or would you suggest to seal everything so that the paint doesn't chip away? What do you guys like to... First of all, what are your favorite acrylic paints? And then what do you use to seal them?
Isn't he talking about leather paints, though?
Leather paints, yeah. The Angelus paints are really flexible, durable acrylic paints.
Because I don't... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like an American brand, I guess.
Yeah. We don't know. We usually use Amsterdam.
We usually use Amsterdam or Reeves. I think that's two brands you can also get in America.
Yeah, you can get them in America. We checked that.
They're pretty good, but like, is he talking about like painting on leather?
No, or... just doing prop stuff, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. This is Amsterdam and Reeves.
Yes. Yeah. That's what we used for the Diva guns as well.
Yeah.
So these are pretty good. Like I always say, my rule of thumb for good acrylic paints is when you put some of it on a plate and you hold the plate upside down and it just runs down, that's not a good acrylic paint. Like if you want it to really like be gooey and just stay there.
Like Zelda's poop.
Not the example I would have used, but yes. Depends on her day, though.
Yes. Hey, well.
Oh goodness.
It's that way. Like if it's really viscous, it's a good paint because it's really thick and you don't have to apply as many layers until it's covering. And those always stay pretty flexible as well.
Good.
And then for sealing, we just use like probably acrylic paints. But for acrylic paints, pretty much every clear coat from every brand we use usually works. Like we never had a problem with acrylic paint.
Yeah, we really like rub and buff actually, but like to seal rub and buff is pretty tricky because we have problems to find a sealer which doesn't destroy rub and buff. But as long as you just use acrylic, it should be totally fine.
Yes. I will say specifically Angela's paints have their own clear in matte and glossy. So you can use that and you can airbrush it. I also like spray varnish for sealing that too. It stays really flexible.
Yeah.
Good question, Albert. There you go. Let's keep moving on here. We got one from Mark. Let's see here. Mark wants to know what your favorite way to seal foam is. And he's curious if you're going to be at Gamescom. Yes, you will be at Gamescom.
Yes.
Yeah. But not in costume.
Not in costume. Totally naked.
Zelda might be totally naked.
Yeah, Zelda will
not
stay at
coming.
home.
No.
Yeah, she will stay at home and run spins in the garden. Yeah, actually, I think it's more important which primer we use because this one is like we don't use any special sealer if we work with acrylics on foam.
I think we have to, because it's in Germany, we always flip primers and sealers. Like, is he talking about before paint or after paint?
Before paint.
Before paint. So
before paint. Okay, then a primer. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Well, for example, my favorite right now is latex rubber. So my giant, it's hiding over there, but my giant axe. Right on the bare foam, I spray many layers of latex rubber to seal the foam so that it's durable, and then I paint my finish on top of that.
Yeah, we still didn't actually try spray on latex. We tried brush on latex, but it makes like a little chunks of latex, and so
latex sometimes have these little grains inside that are not as pretty, but you can filter them out.
Yeah, you can filter them out.
But there are actually many ways you can.
Yeah, like this stuff was just simply PlastiDip. So PlastiDip is pretty cool.
Yeah, you can also use like Mod Podge, or what we found is actually a product called FlexBond.
FlexBond is amazing.
I still need to get some of that. Yeah.
I think Cosplay Supplies has it now.
Yeah,
so you can just order it from them.
I've been
actually like wood glue.
No, not wood glue.
But flexible wood glue.
Yeah. It's like if you mix wood glue with latex, and it's absolutely amazing. And you can brush it on, so you don't need a spray booth or anything, and it's not toxic and whatever. So yeah, like PlastiDip is pretty cool, but if you just want to brush it on and don't have any fancy stuff, FlexBond is absolutely amazing.
Good news. So I've been checking cosplaysupplies.com, and now FlexBond is available on their website.
Yay!
Yeah, so I'm going to order some and play
awesome.
with it. Yeah. Very good. I'm going to leave that window open. I just posted a link.
You can also use it on Wobbler, by the way, and then paint doesn't chip off.
Oh my god, yes. I need it.
That's so cool. Yeah, that's really amazing.
Everyone just... okay, I'll buy it later. I was going to order it right now, but...
It's really cool. It's really, really cool.
There you go, Mark. There's a handful of things for you to try. Let's see.
I will this in my blog post tomorrow as well, by the way. Yeah.
Very good. Oh, and the next question was Maurizio, and he had a similar question. So we basically covered that. Thank you, Mark and Maurizio. Sada wants to know, do you ever run into any conflicts with working with your spouse? Never!
Significant other.
Yes.
Also,
husband.
Sometimes, like, Benny wants to keep on working like crazy and do more stuff, and I want to play World of Warcraft. So since we separate our work, yesterday he worked until 2 a.m. or something like that, and I played, I think, at 10 p.m. World of Warcraft. So since we separate work, it's okay-ish sometimes.
Okay-ish. Yeah, I mean, if you're always sitting on top each other, like day in, day out, there's bound to be like arguments every now and then. Like.
Yeah.
It's like that with everyone.
Yeah, especially and I'm a pretty crazy critique. Like when Benny doesn't do anything properly, it's like, you can do this again, please. I say, that shit. Yeah.
Like actually, the blueprint I draw for Diva,
Yeah.
like I drew it, then she came up and like I recorded like the whole thing, like I taped it so I can
Just
like,
for the
do
video, make it
Then
pretty,
she's
and
like, yeah, that's not right. So I had to do it again, and then yeah, it's still not right. So I drew it like a third time. And it was driving me crazy, but I get faster every time.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay. No.
It's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, if you're not working on the exact same thing at the same time, like if you're working on different parts of the project, it's usually everybody works for himself anyway. So it's not really like problematic.
Yeah.
I would say like the benefits outweigh the arguments by a large margin.
Yeah.
So.
For us, so Brittany quit her job over a year ago, and up until then, I handled everything. So I got pretty protective of every step of the process. So it's taken a while for me to like let go of all those things. But I'll give you a good example. So like Brittany started doing some of the video editing. I still mostly do all of it, but Brittany will edit her own Assaultron video. I have a very specific workflow for how I do video editing, and I tried to teach that to Brittany, and I need to know when to step away and just let her learn for herself. Similar to plenty of other things, and that's fine. Like she can to me, it's less about the end product, more about the process, because I know the fastest way to do it. Like I'm super fast at editing. I'm like, just do it the way I do it, Mom. But I need to like step back, step away, and just let her work on it herself. And then I learned, I'm like, oh,
something you still have to learn.
But then I was like, oh, if Brittany's video editing, that's getting done, and then I can be in the shop building the next thing. And if we just trade off on tasks like that, we become super productive.
You guys are crazy.
Yeah, we do a lot of videos.
20 videos a week.
Only 4 this week, anyway.
Yeah.
I think we had
far.
2 this year.
Yeah.
Something like that.
We working on that.
Part of it, though, we have, like, I'm in my office in the basement right now. Brittany's computer is upstairs. So when we are each working on our own things, we aren't in each other's hair. And we're confident that one another is doing the jobs that we're assigned in a proficient manner. And we do. But we do get time to stay out of each other's hair, which I think is really important too.
Yeah. Also, I think it's even if it's hard, you always have to try to force the other person not to make it competitive. Like it's not about who can do the most work. It's just like
Benny do the most work. Yeah. But I'm totally fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. I'm okay with that.
What I'm trying to say is like it's good to work with your spouse, because the spouse is a person who can tell you to stop at some point. Like, let's just relax for an hour. Like we've been working so much, and like you're in the zone, and you have to get out of the zone once in a while.
Yeah.
And that's
Zelda actually was doing that.
And Zelda's a big part too. Like forces us to go out twice a day, just like we'll take a walk for an hour.
Yeah. Going outside is important occasionally. I've heard anyway. I don't know. Thank you for the question, Sada. The next one from Hannah. One of my dreams is to attend Dragon Con. But I'm intimidated by the booking process. Do you have any advice for a newcomer to Dragon Con? I won't be attending this year, but I'd like to plan for next year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, getting a hotel is very tricky. So I will tell you, the first year that Brittany and I went, we got a hotel room in the Sheraton, which is one of the host hotels, but it's not one of the 3 main ones. That was a little bit easier, but it's still really competitive getting a hotel room. The part of the problem, it's a problem if you're a newcomer. But for example, we're staying in the Hyatt, and last year when we signed into our room, they asked us if we want to sign up for the next year, and we did, because that guaranteed us a room.
Wow.
They're doing that again this year, which again is a bummer if you're not locked in already, but that means my room for next year is guaranteed. So getting a host hotel room can be really difficult. So what you might try and do is just get a hotel room that's not a host room, which is a pain again, but it'll get you into Atlanta during that weekend, and you can go experience Dragon Con.
or try to share rooms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. We like share rooms, yes, having friends. Actually, we found a community platform thing, whatever, of people who traded rooms for DragonCon. This was the only option that we got a room at the very first DragonCon. I don't know, like sometimes people canceling or whatever, so
Right.
or they switch rooms or whatever. So we got a pretty good room and pretty late because we had no idea that the rooms are going online at October, I think.
Yeah.
So this helped a lot,
Yeah,
actually.
like booking cons is becoming somewhat of a hassle. Like no matter if it's San Diego or BlizzCon or Dragon Con,
Yeah.
like there's like two rules. Try to do it as early as possible. Don't think like 1 year in advance is too early, because
Yeah.
it's not.
Oh,
Actually,
it's like you
2
were.
years in advance is not too early.
Yeah, like you were saying with Dragon Con, there is an open enrollment for hotel rooms that happens in October. And the
Yeah,
convention's in September. So the next month, there's a thing. Again, I haven't, because we got locked in with the Hyatt, I haven't had to worry about it for the last year. But you have to keep an eye on that. Follow the Dragon Con official like Facebook page. They'll post about that. And then someone else is pointing out in the chat that Dragon Con TV this year is going to be available online for, I think it's like $10.
Whoa,
So if you want to at least experience a little bit of Dragon Con from afar,
Ooh,
you can,
that's nice.
yeah, you can watch it.
Nice.
And Dragon Con TV is really fun, so it's worth
Yeah, it's awesome.
checking. So there you go. You're right. At some point, this is all gonna, like the whole convention booking thing is just gonna get out of hand. But you kind of gotta be in the know. That's what we found out with San Diego this year when we got a hotel room. I didn't have a badge, but I had a hotel room.
Yay!
So
Yeah.
there, you just have to kind of go for it. And we showed up, we had a room, and actually I've been to San Diego 3 times, and I have never once purchased a badge. I just kind of figured it out when I got there, or borrowed a friend's badge so I could see the show floor. You just got to get your body there. Yeah. So good luck, Hannah.
Good luck.
Right. Milia wants to know, is there an effective way to help out with you being able to travel and meeting us more? So as a community, how can the community help getting us to their conventions?
Just contact your convention organizer.
Very
I mean, we like conventions are for us work, and we can't cover the flight and the hotel, everything by our own. Even especially if we also work at a convention.
I mean,
So,
if this person wants to pay for our flights, I'm happy to come.
yeah, sure. Or just ask your convention to invite us, and
Yeah,
we
like
would love to
usually,
come.
what we noticed is conventions are either a lot more or a lot less planned than you might think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like we've known a couple of conventions where they just didn't have any idea who to book because they're not into the scene at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're happy for every suggestion you send their way, for like just telling them who you would want to see from the cosplay scene.
Especially we are running cool crafting panels and
So
judging
just
the costume competition.
Basically, if you really want to
doing all
see
this
us,
stuff.
send them a recommendation.
Yeah, just ask
of
them.
why they should get us.
Yes. And you guys have a contact form right on your website. How lucky is that? We have a contact form specifically for convention appearances. So again, if you have a convention and you want them to bring us to where you are, then send them to that page on our website. All the information they need is right there, and they can get a hold of us.
Yes.
Very
And
good.
then you'll be there.
Awesome. That's what that is all covered. Good. Sorry, notes. Milia asked that question. That's a good one. Baka wants to know, what is the paint masking vinyl that you use, and where do you get it? My vinyl supplier has a low-tack masking vinyl, but it's ridiculously expensive compared to regular vinyl. Oh my goodness.
Frog tape?
Do you guys use your vinyl cutter to cut stencils? Have you ever done that?
Not really.
All right. Well, I got you.
I haven't used it much yet.
Yeah, frog tape? This one? This stuff?
No, I think he's talking specifically about stencils, right?
Yeah. So I use something called Aura Mask 813 paint masking stencil. Oracal makes it. And I buy that from US Cutter. It's a supplier in Redmond, Washington, which is just north of me. but it's a low-tax vinyl specifically for making stencils. But you can just use masking tape. Like you guys were saying, you can cut stencils out of masking tape. I've done that a lot in the past too.
Not as clean, but it works too.
Yeah.
And he actually paints everything by hand. Like
Yeah.
he did like this thing here by hand. Yeah, right. What?
That's wizardry.
Yeah. And like on the other side, it looks exactly the same. What? So
you don't need stencils.
no, at least I don't, and so
Even if you don't have a vinyl cutter, that masking stencil vinyl is really cool because it's blue but it's transparent. So after you cut out your stencil, when you have to lay it down on your piece, you can see through it and line it up really well.
That's awesome.
So again, that's Aura Mask 813. That's the stuff I use.
But you surely have it in your material list thing, right, on your website?
I probably should. If it's not there, it will be soon.
Yeah.
813. I'm making a note of that. I will. I'll put a link to that in the description, obviously, of this video. I'll dump it in the chat as well. There you go, guys. Go get your masking vinyl. I have some right. Oh, I'm attached to my headphones. I can't grab it. I have some right there. I can see it. I just reorganized all my vinyl, so I'm really proud of that. Of course, you guys can't see that. Good question. That came from Baka. All right, let's see. We got about 5 minutes left and a handful of questions. Mike wants to know, I've been playing with different contact cements because we can't get barge here in Scotland. I want to know what you guys feel about solvent-free cements if you've used them.
What is solvent-free cement?
So for example, barge uses toluene as a solvent, and it is very toxic. So there are others. So barge makes a toluene-free version. I haven't used it before. I'm wondering if there are, or what Mike's wondering is if there are other similar contact cements.
I'm not sure if they're solvent-free or not.
Yeah, I have no
We
idea.
have like two shops we can buy like a cement from that's pretty much exactly the same as barge, I think.
Yeah.
And one is a shop from Belgium that's called cosplayshop.be.
Yeah.
For Belgium, and one is from the Netherlands that's called Mink with a QU, mink.nl.
Yeah, I'm sure there's also something in the UK because there's Thixofix. So
they can try Coscraft.co.uk.
Yeah, but actually, like I think it's not that important that it's not super toxic. Like we put our contact cement into little tubes, and so it doesn't sting at all. And where's it? There. Benny is picking the tubes, and so they don't dry out, and you don't smell anything of them. And instantly, when you put them on, like they already dried out. So
like
it's
usually they come in like big cans.
Yeah.
Like that's the glue from the Mink shop. It's called Duracoll, but we usually just put them in like little glue bottles, so we can just.
Actually, we followed your advice. Well,
Yay!
it's your idea.
Another one that they like in the UK is called Alpha Thixofix, and we'll try and post all this stuff in the chat there. Andy Face in the chat says it isn't solvent free, but you can get it in the UK and it works well. So there you go. Cool. Good question, Mike. Let's grab another one here and then we will wrap it up. Dominic wants to know, speaking of wrapping up things with Worbla seems inefficient sometimes. Is there a specific reason why you like to wrap things in Worbla? That's a good question.
I don't know, because it's just more durable. And so sometimes I also stack stuff up, so I like that it's stacky on both sides. But another reason is that I just have a bunch of Worbla left. So yeah.
The good thing about Worbla is if you need to get stuff done really, really quickly, you can just heat it up and stick it on. Like it's just super fast.
Yeah, it's faster. It's actually also faster.
And it provides a really good rigid platform that you can.
It's just, I also tried it to wrap it only from one side, but it's much more durable if you have it covered in both sides. Where are you going? Yeah.
I still haven't played too much with it myself, but I will. I promise I will. I'll get on.
No, that's totally fine. I now try to get more into foam.
I see that. You guys are doing a great job at it.
can switch to Warbler now, Bill.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. I get into foam. Your next book will be about Wobbler.
Yes. The last question again from Dominic. What's the deal with all the corgis among makers? What is the deal? I don't know. I have to get one.
I think corgis actually. I think they're prop making dogs, and Shiba Inus are cosplay dogs.
Ah, very good. That's a very good point.
Yeah, I mean, right? So I need to get more into prop making. Where's Zelda? There's Zelda, and you know, corgis are just amazing. They're super cute and little baby and super clever, and corgis are cool.
Yes, they
and
are.
Shiba Inus are cool too, but corgis are better.
They're just really handy. They don't eat stuff from the floor. They always walk around your tools.
Yeah.
You can just pick them up and drop them somewhere if they're not supposed to be.
Yeah, and you can cuddle them,
and
they look awesome in costumes.
Yeah, and they have the perfect size.
Very good. Well, I think that's a good place to end it, you guys. Hey, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us for the last hour.
Thank you.
Like I said, obviously, you guys, KamuiCosplay.com. Go on over there, subscribe to all their things, buy all their books. You will not be disappointed. Thank you, everyone in the chat, for showing up and bringing really, really great questions. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we will do this again next week for another exciting episode of Prop Live. We'll see you later, everybody.
See you. Bye-bye.